So next topic is temperature. The interaction of insulation with the atmosphere and the Earth's surface creates heat, which is measured in the terms of temperature. While heat represents the molecular movement of particular comprised substance, the temperature is the measurement in degrees of how hot or cold a thing or a place. When we talk about temperature, we also have a question in our mind: what factors control temperature distribution? And when we see the latitude of a place, the latitude of the place, altitude of the place means the height. जैसे से हम ऊपर जाएंगे टेम्परेचर डाउन होगा. लैटिट्यूड्स की बात करें तो 90 डिग्री लैटिट्यूड्स ऑन द पोलर रीजन्स वी हैव द लेस टेम्परेचर, और जो 0 डिग्री लैटिट्यूड है ऑन इक्वेटर वी हैव अ वेरी हाई टेम्परेचर. Distance from the sea. They said sea से कितना difference है. That also makes the temperature condition different. The areas which are near the sea have less temperature, have moderate climate conditions, and the areas which are far from the sea have extreme climate conditions like Delhi, and near sea it is Mumbai, and far from the sea it is Delhi. These are the best examples. The air masses circulation. Number 4, the presence of warm and cold ocean currents. The areas which are near the sea, they are affected by the currents also. The current comes cold or warm जैसी current आती हैं, कभी गर्म आती है, कभी ठंडी आती हैं, उसका असर उस एरिया पड़ता है और वैसे ही temperature conditions change हो जाती हैं. The cities which are near the coastal areas. Some local aspects में हो सकता है कि वहाँ पर कोई छोटी छोटी पहाड़ी हो, कोई नदी हो, कोई डेजर्ट हो, कोई प्लेट्यू, उसका भी असर पड़ेगा, और कितना फॉरेस्ट है, ग्रीनरी कितनी है. Next is latitude. As I said, the temperature of a place depends on the insolation received. It has been explained earlier that the insolation varies according to the latitude, hence the temperature also varies accordingly. Next, altitude, height के हिसाब से. The atmosphere is indirectly heated by the terrestrial radiation from below. Therefore, the place near the sea level record higher temperature than the places situated at the higher elevation. In other words, the temperature generally decreases with the increased height. जैसे से हम ऊपर जाते हैं temperature decrease होता है. You can see if you are going to Nainital, if you are going to Mussoorie, if you are going to Manali, वहाँ temperature कम है because we are living in plains, but on the mountain regions, the hill stations, the temperature कम होता है because of height, and we know the rate of decrease of temperature is termed as the normal lapse rate. It is 6.5 degrees Celsius per 1000 meter. 1000 meter ऊपर जाने पे 6.5 degrees Celsius temperature कम हो जाता है. इसका मतलब when we are climbing Everest, which is 8850 kilometer, तो 8 times 1000 की जगह 8 times 88 का मतलब लगभग 9 times temperature कम हो जाएगा. यानी कि 6.5 डिग्री 1000 मीटर पर अगर टेम्परेचर है तो एवरेस्ट पे आप जाओगे तो 6.5 where we will see, तो 9 times का मतलब approx 6.5 into 9 approx 58 टेम्परेचर माइनस हो जाएगा इसमें से. तो लगभग -50 डिग्री सेल्सियस टेम्परेचर आपको मिलेगा वहां पर mountain peak, right? Next is distance from the sea. If you see, as I said, example Delhi and Mumbai, just as I said, distance from the sea. Another factor that influences the temperature is location of a place with respect to the sea. Compare land to land, the sea gets heated slowly and loses heat slowly. साइंस क्लास 10 में आपने पढ़ा होगा कि सॉलिड सरफेस जल्दी गर्म होती है, जल्दी ठंडी होती है, बट द वाटर बॉडीज, द ओशंस धीरे धीरे गर्म होती हैं, धीरे धीरे ठंडे होते हैं. Lands heat up and cools down quickly, therefore the variations in the temperature over the sea is less compared to the land. The places situated near the sea come under the moderating influence of the sea and the land breezes with the moderate temperature. Best example, मुंबई और दिल्ली, मुंबई सी के पास है, moderate temperature मिलता है और extreme climate मिलती है दिल्ली. Next, air masses and ocean currents. Does they make a change in the atmosphere? Yes, like land and sea breezes. The passes of air masses also affect the temperature. The places which comes under the influence of warm air must experience the high temperature, and the places come under the influence of cool air experience the low temperature. Next, distribution of temperature. The global distribution of temperature can well be understood by studying the temperature distribution in January and July. The temperature distribution is generally shown on the map with the help of isotherm. You will think, what is isotherm? So the isotherms are lines joining places having equal temperature. These are imaginary lines. These lines are not shown in the map. If you see here, these are imaginary lines, right? And the minus 25 degrees Celsius, the line is moving on the map, and the areas, the places it is going through have the same temperature, minus 25. Next is minus 12.5. जहां जहां से ये लाइन जा रही है वहां सब जगह टेम्परेचर क्या है, minus 25 degrees Celsius. The lines shows equal range of temperature. These are imaginary lines known as isotherms. Okay. Next, if you see, let's move. This map is of the distribution of surface air temperature in the month of January. January में अगर आप देखेंगे, इंडिया के बीच में से सेंटर में से कौन सी जा रही है, 20 डिग्री सेल्सियस टेम्परेचर. नीचे जाते हैं तो टेम्परेचर थोड़ा सा बढ़ जाता है बिकॉज ऑफ इक्वेटर. ये 0 डिग्री है इक्वेटर यहाँ पर. और इंडिया के नॉर्थ में जाएंगे तो टेम्परेचर कम होगा. हिमालयन रेंज में ये एवरेज टेम्परेचर है, इट इज 10 डिग्री सेल्सियस. So degree Celsius temperature lines known as isotherms. This is also isotherms, and degree Celsius temperature lines are there. And the distribution of surface air temperature in the month of July. ये जुलाई का मंथ है, गर्मी का महीना. If you see 30 डिग्री सेल्सियस साउथ में शो कर रखा है, और ये लाइन जा रही है 30 डिग्री, और ऊपर है थर्मल इक्वेटर, और also known as ITCZ इंटरट्रॉपिकल जोन. ये मूव कर रहा है, ये ऊपर गर्मियों में मूव कर गया है और ये सर्दियों में ये नीचे मूव करता है. ITCZ इंटरट्रॉपिकल जोन, intertropical coverage zone, ITCZ. Okay, these are isotherms. Next, again, these are also isotherms. Degree Celsius temperature, सारी लाइन शो कर रखी है. Degree Celsius temperature. The range of temperature between January and July. January and July के बीच में जो temperature conditions होती है, you can see 60 degree Celsius temperature बढ़ जाता है. ये north of China है, near Korea. If you see 40 degree Celsius temperature, और दिल्ली के बीच में, इंडिया के बीच में जा रही है 10 degree Celsius in January में. Okay, ये average temperature है different areas का. So they have not given the map of isobar. I want to tell you isobar also. These lines shows degree Celsius temperature. If the unit is here millibar, MB, millibar. Suppose it is 1000 millibar. Suppose this is 1000 millibar. So if the unit is millibar, the lines are of pressure lines, and these are known as isobar. और इसमें जो definition बनेगी वो है equal range. The lines which are showing equal range of pressure on the earth surface known as isobar. On the screen, it is in degree Celsius. It is isotherm. If it is unit is millibar, it will be isobar. And if unit is in millimeter or centimeter, it means it is for showing the rainfall, equal range of rainfall, known as ISO 8, ISOYETS, ISOYETS, ISO 8s. Okay. So these are the difference. These are the three important topics: isotherm, isobar, ISO 8s. I'm afraid why this book has not given you the map of isobar and ISO 8s. They have just mentioned three maps for isotherm. Okay, degree Celsius means these lines are of isotherms and isotherms. All three maps having isotherm lines. And here they are showing the movement of the temperature lines. Next, a very important topic, inversion of temperature. What is the inversion of temperature? Normally temperature decrease with the increase in elevation. जैसे जैसे हम ऊपर जाते हैं temperature decrease होता है, हम नैनीताल मसूरी और हिल स्टेशन पे जाते हैं तो temperature down होता है. But कुछ ऐसी conditions होती हैं जब ऐसा नहीं होता है and the situation is reversed. It is called normal lapse rate. At the times the situation is reversed. अगर उल्टा हो जाता है तो उसे हम बोलते हैं inversion of temperature. उसके causes हैं, उसके वजह हैं, कब होता है, किस दिन होता है. Let's see. The normal lapse rate is inverted. It is called inversion of temperature. Inversion is usually a short duration but quite common. Nonetheless, a long winter night with clear skies. अगर long winter night है, clear skies है, winters की बात कर रहे हैं. Skies and still air is ideal situation for the inversion. ठीक है. लेकिन उस winter night में अगर clouds आ जाते हैं तो जो एटमॉस्फेयर जो रेडिएशन है सरफेस का रात को वो ऊपर नहीं जा पाएगा, क्लाउड्स रोक देंगे तो टेम्परेचर थोड़ा इंक्रीज हो जाएगा, तो वो कहलाएगा इन्वर्जन ऑफ टेम्परेचर. द हीट ऑफ द डे इज रेडिएटेड ऑफ ड्यूरिंग द नाइट. अगर क्लाउड्स नहीं है तो सारा का सारा जो गर्मी है वो सारी रेडिएशन है बाहर निकल जाएगी, तो नेचुरली सुबह आप देखते हो बहुत सारा ओस मिलता है पड़ा हुआ और सरफेस पे, ठीक है, टेम्परेचर डाउन रहता है. And by early morning hours, the earth is cooler than the air above. Over polar areas, temperature inversion is normally throughout the year. Polar regions पे inversion temperature पूरे साल हमको मिलता है वहाँ पर. There are some causes. कुछ वजह हैं जिसकी वजह से ये inversion of temperature होता है और उसके aspects हैं. I want to tell you these aspects. What are the important points? Inversion temperature. Number one is long nights. When there are long nights, we find inversion of temperature. Insolation is received during the daytime and is radiated during the night. The Earth's surface cools down at the night due to radiation. The earth of the lower layer touching the Earth's surface is sufficiently cooled. With the air of upper layer, it is still warm. Thus, long nights are helpful for the inversion of temperature. Number two, clear skies. As I said earlier, clear skies is essential for reflection of heat radiation by the Earth's surface, thereby cooling it. Number four, stable weather. The continuous radiation of the heat is possible in stable weather. This condition leads to temperature inversion, change in the weather distribution of temperature and inversion. Besides sincerity, I am telling something extra, and it's dry air. Most air has greater capacity to absorb heat radiation and obstruct the temperature inversion. But dry air does not absorb much radiation and promotes temperature inversion. Next is ice covers. Areas covered with the ice reflects most of the heat radiation and the layer of the air touching it becomes cold while the upper air remains warm. जहाँ स्नोफॉल होता है तो अक्सर आपको देखेंगे वहाँ पर थोड़ी सी टेम्परेचर थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा होगा, मीन्स गर्म होगा कंपेयर टू द अदर एरिया जहाँ पर स्नोफॉल नहीं है. Next, air drainage. During the long winter nights, the air on higher slopes cools down quickly and becomes dense. It moves down to the slopes and settles down on the valley bottoms by pushing the comparatively warm air. Sometimes the temperature of air at the valley bottom falls below freezing points. विंटर्स में लोग पहाड़ों से नीचे आ जाते हैं क्योंकि वहाँ पर ठंड पड़ेगी हाइट्स पर, तो वो नीचे आते हैं कि वैली में टेम्परेचर थोड़ा सा ठीक होगा, अच्छा मिलेगा. बट उल्टा हो जाता है, कभी कभी वहाँ पर टेम्परेचर बहुत डाउन हो जाता है, बहुत ही गिर जाता है. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट, सो दिस इज अप, देन देयर आर द क्वेश्चंस आंसर्स, यू कैन डू इट. सो थैंक यू सो मच.